Hello there. In this video, I will introduce you to HTML. What is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is not a programming language, rather it is a markup language. It is used to define the structure of your content. So it is the code that is used to structure a web page and its content. For example, the content could be structured within a set of paragraphs, a list of bulleted points, or using images and data tables. HTML consists of a series of elements which is used to enclose or wrap different parts of the content to make it appear a certain way or act in a certain way. HTML elements are represented by tags, and the tags basically are used to label pieces of content such as the heading, the paragraph, the table, and so on. The web browsers do not display the HTML tags on a web page. They just use them to render the content of the page. For example, let's take a look at the following line of content. This content, if we wanted the content to stand by itself in a separate line, we could represent that using HTML paragraph tags. So this is how we would represent the same line of content with HTML paragraph tags. That way that line of content stands on its own in its own separate line. The P here is known as a paragraph tag. It's what is used to create paragraph for content. You can take a look at the HTML that is used to build or structure a web page content. For example, just by right clicking on anywhere on the page and clicking on view page source, that will show you the HTML. So you can see here we've got these are HTML, some of the content here. You can see this here is a tag. That's the opening tag of the HTML. That's the head tag. The head area is basically where you put in the title and stuff. You can see here it's called a title online courses. So you can see if I scroll through, you can see this is a link tag. Okay, so this is basically the HTML used to put this page together. This is kind of like a bit complex, but I can show you a much simpler website, which is this one called example.com. If I right click and do a view page search, you can see the structure is a lot more simpler to understand than this one. So all these are all tags used to structure the content of a web page. In this video, I introduced you to HTML. HTML is a markup language which is used in all websites or web content. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I will walk you through a basic anatomy of an HTML element. What is an HTML element? An element is part of a web page. An element may contain a data item, text, or an image, and can also be empty. An element usually consists of an opening and closing tag. An element with no content is referred to as an empty element and does not have a closing tag. Let's take a look at a basic illustration of the anatomy of a HTML element. So this is a basic illustration of an HTML element with several parts. So the HTML element basically consists of an opening tag, which is this P here. In this case, a P is a paragraph tag. This P here is what you use to insert a paragraph in a HTML document or a web page. So this is the opening tag, which is where the paragraph begins, and this is the closing tag. The closing tag is differentiated with the / before the actual tag is closed. And the actual element, which is the P, which stands for paragraph, is enclosed in angle brackets. So we've got the left angle brackets and the right angle brackets. And the content between the paragraph tag, the beginning of the opening tag to the end, is what is called the content. So this area here is referred to as the content, while the element is the beginning to the start, from the opening tag all the way to the closing tag, is what is referred to as the element. So the HTML element is everything from the start tag to the end tag. So anything from here all the way to the closing tag is referred to as the element. Notice the key difference between the content and the element. So this area here is what is the content, while anything from the opening tag to the closing tag is referred to as the element.